Hi Virgo, welcome to this space. Thank you for being here. Thank you so very much. Welcome, new or returning, of course. A horse is a horse, of course. Something obvious at this time. Like, dude, it's a horse, I know. Oh, I love it when you crack me up. You are really funny to me. You may be one of the funniest signs to me. Thank you. Thank you for being you. Ozumi helped me gain a little message for you before I did your reading. I was spending time with her, and you are so particular, aren't you? Like, so particular. And I feel like most of you are coming to an age, especially if you're post-Saturn time, like 35 plus, you're like, I do what I do, you know, I'm doing what I'm doing, and your peculiarity or technicality is yours, and you can own that, right? But I want you to make sure that you're giving a little bit of wiggle room, because I feel like more doors will open up for you that way. Virgo. Okay. I was just holding my breath. Just a second. Oh, this reading is definitely for you. Okay, cool. Oh, you figured something out, right? In the midst of figuring something out, it's like you put some new pieces together. It was about something that you already knew, though. And now you know more because, again, I see you weren't so rigid with something. Right? Being like, oh, well, this is this, and that's that. It was, well, this is this, and this is what I know about that. And how I heard how I use that, right? Or create with that. But because you tried something that you try something that you normally maybe wouldn't or haven't been for a while, you're again open to something. I feel like this opens up, and this is with an external thing, this opens up some sort of new internal space, I heard, that helps you hear the whisper of the world. It's like, I heard secrets of the universe. It's actually a really big sentence. Just a second, I want to write you down because, well, that makes it real, right? Universe, I've found that word for the last few years very interesting, right? It means one verse, or it's one verse. So it's something that we can all know. And I guess in essence we all already know. But it lives in our heart. It lives in our hearts, you know, but most people try to find it through their head. And so because of that, it can be, well, it can take longer. Just a second. Well, let's go in order. Let's see what's going on with work. I feel like there's something exciting there. It would be a good time to take action in a physical way. You could do a lot on your own also. Remember to have enough I heard play in your day. I guess this is about enjoying where things are and where things are going, even if that pace is slow. It's cool. It actually makes it a lot more steady, so that as you go along you can make the correct decisions. And this has something to do with your own development, or the development of something. Just a minute. History is so long, isn't it? His story. A place of tissue. History. You know, this physical manifestation is interesting, especially to me in relation to Virgo, because Virgos to me are very spiritual, all of them. Like, there's something really in tune and inquisitive and deep in these places. They're kind of imaginary or ethereal or spiritual or what have you, but Virgo is actually meant to be very practical. If you were Pisces, that would be different. But you're Virgo, wherever you have Virgo, and that place is meant to be taken very practically. Then, of course, combining these two, right? I was just reading this book recently where it was talking about this, where it was written in like 1902 or something, but where printed in India. But I don't know, I shared that. But it was about understanding, like, we have to know our own history. We have to know our own history here and how time works here in interacting, and, right, because what do they say? Those who remember history will not be doomed to repeat it. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it is that we didn't like about that, because we came up with the resolve in a practical way for a situation here on Earth, which I guess in essence expands a spiritual knowing, right? Some deeper secret of the universe. But if you know the secrets of the universe and you can't do basic stuff like have a job, pay your bills, do all the Saturn life, you know, brush your teeth, like eat well, exercise, like take care of, grow your own food, right? Deal with stuff. Then we're going to deal with things here where people rely on the practical outside of themselves, you know? And so you, I guess, remember that you have a great capacity to do what you need to do in a very earthly sense. And I want you to be excited about it. You know, some things aren't that complicated. Again, the secrets of the universe are known by all. That's what I see. You don't have to go to a special place. You don't have to be a part of some definition. You don't have to dig in the earth down to the artifacts of the past even. It's about recognizing where you are and overcoming your own fears, and I see temptations. Finding a peace in yourself, in you as a part of everything, and doing your best job, whatever that may be, and I see whatever the season. All right. Oh, Virgo, 9 minutes already. Okay, just a second. guess there could be a bit of consideration. You're actually recorded with Libra today, the same day, just like last month. Kind of love it. Because this also shows to me in a wider sense, like, these two combined is a good relationship, like good mental health, right? It's good spiritual health. It also is a conversation about love and what humans can create with one another, right? It's not Virgo, you all alone on the mountain, all by yourself forever. I mean, I heard you can do whatever you want to do, but you're still renting that house or paying taxes to somebody, going to the grocery store, right? We're never alone. And I guess that's a part of it, is that every part is important. I mean, knowing your own independence and having that, especially in a practical way, is very empowering to Virgo, right? Actually, I guess you really need that to be able to have the relationships that you really want. And to work together with other people, especially emotionally, right? And I do see still a little bit of ruminating, if you will, on the dichotomy of what it means to be like have your own independence, for instance, and then say be in a committed relationship with something, or to be your pure, you know, that spiritual path, if you're on that, whatever that means to you, and then also doing the practical things. It's a hard one for Virgo to do both. I feel like, but it is possible, and I feel like you're always aware of it when you lean too heavy, and maybe that's why Virgo and Libra are together, is to have more of a conversation about this, because I know you've turned your back on things because of your pain, and this helps you. Your pain has helped you very much to find the light, you know, and I'm proud of you for that. I'm very proud of you for that. But once you find that light, then you are allowed to turn around. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like, okay, so say you feel like you reach some level of something, and you're like, oh yeah, I fixed that, or I healed that, or I learned that, etc. You learned some secret of yourself, of life. And you made your way out of the darkness into the light. Well, to know that you truly achieve that, then it's very helpful to go back into that. Now, of course, this would be in a healthy way, right? It's like what Pisces said last month, where if they think that they're emotionally mature, then they have to give an expression of that through other people and communicating about this, and then that is the proof in the pudding, right? And for you, it's a physical nature. Maybe this has to do with Libra, like relationships with other people. You know, I heard, how deep are those really in a physical, emotional way? Not intellectual, not spiritual, because I sense you have that in spades, but the emotional and the physical. How is this? How deep is this water, right? It's almost like, I feel like it's like a pool. Like the spiritual, intellectual place is like the deep end. And then the emotional, physical is the shallow. But to, I guess, understand all of this water, I keep seeing someone walking, like you just put your feet in, and then you walk and walk, and you become deeper and deeper. I mean, you need to start with the spiritual with any relationship, right? Actually, I want to read you something. Can you excuse me just a second? I love this book. Gold and red. So hopefully I can find it. Ooh, what was that one? Oh, I heard the calling of dedication. Okay. Genuine friendships. Let's read this. Learning principles of lasting relationships. Developing levels of friendships. Prerequisites for dating and engagement. I guess you're learning something about how to detect and determine unwholesome friendships, and learning how to develop genuine friendships are two of the most important skills we have for lasting happiness. It says many fail to achieve meaningful relationships because they do not have a clear understanding of the levels of friendship. There are specific freedoms and responsibilities to each level. Number 1, acquaintance. This is based on, we're just going to read from here, maybe something to learn. Acquaintance is based on occasional contacts. Freedom to ask general questions, which gives like a kind of public information. This is some of the characteristics. The responsibilities attached to an acquaintance is viewing an acquaintance as a divine appointment, right? God put this person behind you in line at the gas station, right? Or you come across them at the grocery store, something like this. The second responsibility is to design appropriate general questions for new acquaintances, right? You don't go up to an acquaintance and start talking about your traumas, right? Or their traumas or something. That would be odd. Then we have number 2, casual friendship. This is based on, some of the characteristics are based on common interests, activities, and concerns. It also gives the freedom to ask perhaps more specific questions, and where you can share your opinions, ideas, wishes, and goals, right? The responsibilities attached to this are learning to identify and praise positive qualities, and also designing appropriate, specific questions well, this specifically is for children, so it says children, youth, and adults. I guess that's the point, is children, youth, and adults are of varying ages. This is when you're going to ask certain questions, right? You don't ask a grandmother how old she is, right? You don't ask a child, well, etc. You know what I'm talking about. Then we have close friendship and fellowship. These characteristics are based on mutual life goals and also the freedom to suggest projects in working together towards reaching those life goals. The responsibility attached to this is visualizing achievement in the other's life, and also discerning and developing appropriate projects to gain in this achievement. Then there is number 4, intimate friendship or intimate relationships, although friendship you have to start here, and fellowship, and I guess you have to go through all of these before you even get to, say, dating or whatever this other next level is. So intimate relationships and fellowship. This is based on commitment to the development of each other's character and the freedom to correct one another. So we have to go all the way to number 4 to be in this space. Responsibilities attached are having open honesty with discretion, and then discerning basic causes of character deficiencies and suggesting solutions. And then I see right here it says, whomever we meet, we can be confident that God created them and loves them. In order to have the right attitudes towards each one that we meet, it is important to have the following questions in the back of our mind. What responsibilities and opportunities has God given to them? How far have they come? Is there any bitterness, temporal values, or moral impurity? Can you visualize achievement for them and assist in removing root problems? And of course, last but not least, what can you learn from them? And it says, wrong attitudes. Will they accept me? This is fear, right? And then how will I gain from this friendship is selfish. The right attitude is, this person was created for a reason, right? It is your divine appointment. The interest here is right attitudes, again, is I want to learn from this friendship. And the acceptance in the situation is I want to help reach God's potential for this life. Yours and whomever you come across, right? And then I heard, what was your favorite subject in school? This book is so beautiful. Each page has it has all these neat special situations and neat expressions and then there's a whole page of notes, although I didn't fill it in because it's so pretty. But anyway, I guess that's the thing is, who are your friends right now? What is that, again, physical, emotional depth with the people in your life? And I feel like it would be very nice for you to understand, I heard that you're allowed to have your own boundaries about that, right? You, like as in Libra and Scorpio down the line, you need alone time, you know, and you may even, for instance, your relationships with other people, once you understand your own, again, I heard peculiarities, then I heard then no one's going to judge you. But I don't want you to think that if you expressed yourself or shared yourself as if you have before, or maybe even for some of you, if you're younger, I don't know, like where you haven't, I need you to know that you can find harmony in that space. And also that you don't lose your independence when you cannot lose your independence in yourself once you've built it, even if you are in a relationship with someone else, even if you have before. Hummingbird. Oh, that's how we'll close it. Perfect. Hi, Hummingbird. Sorry, I'm always in awe of them. Their ability to hold position and then move so quickly. Just a second. A lot of books in your readings this month. That's cool. Maybe you can learn that way. Hummingbird, here we go. 157. Okay, it represents tireless joy and the nectar of life. And the cycle of power is daytime, okay? The hummingbird may be the smallest of birds, but it is also the most fascinating. Yes, you are, Virgo. You're not small, but you're fascinating. You're tall enough to ride that ride now, right? It says anyone who has seen this tiny bird is filled with a sense of wonder and joy. Yes, I would agree. Let's see. There are over 300 species of hummingbirds. This is very significant. In the Hebrew alphabet, the letter Shin is given to the numerical value of 300. This has associations with fire and relationships, the past and the future. This is even reflected in the wing movement of the hummingbird, as it has the ability to move its wings in a figure 8 pattern, the symbol for affinity, and links to the past and future and the laws of cause and effect. Hummingbirds have long bills and tongues that enable them to extract nectar from the flowers. In fact, they could not live without flowers, and many flowers could not live without pollination by hummingbirds. Again, reflecting the mystery of cause and effect, hummingbirds have knowledge of how to use flowers for healing. This includes fragrance, color, and herbal qualities as well. Just a second. It says hummingbirds are very playful, even when bathing, and they bathe often. They play in the water. They also seem to fight with one another, although no one seems to get hurt. Some believe that this is only mock fighting for exercise and fun. I bet you do like a little bit of drama in your relationships, right? I mean, you do, but you don't, right? You want to be independent, but you'd like to be married, right? Forever to one person, maybe. Who knows? Like this dedication, right? It's important. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go, Virgo. Hummingbirds are fiercely independent, except when mating. They like to be alone and free, seeming to revel in that freedom. During the mating ritual, the male does anything he can to gain the attention and affection of the female. If the female chooses to mate, she returns the attention. Otherwise, she flies off. It says mother hummingbirds are hard workers. This is necessary, for they receive no help from their mate. It says hummingbirds are master architects. They build their homes with great care and design. Some are very intricate, but each is unique to itself. Oh, it says if hummingbird has taken up residence in you, you may wish to redecorate. It may be telling you to do something to create joy in your home. Absolutely. Always feels good, right? Makes you travel somewhere else when you rearrange or change your pictures. Hummingbirds also hibernate overnight. Okay, the body temperature lowers, its feathers ruffle up as insulation, and it will assume a state of torpidity. Torpidity. It will appear as to have died on its perch. This is done to prevent exhausting energy supplies necessary for it to live, while allowing it to rest. When this has shown up, it is important to receive regular and deep sleep and rest. It is also necessary that you do not burn yourself out. Hummingbird is also a symbol for accomplishing that which seems impossible. It will teach you how to find the miracle of joyful living from your own life circumstances. Well, that's nice, Virgo. Aquarius and Sagittarius. I do hope that this was of service, Virgo. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you for allowing the freedom of that creation, and also talking a bit of that cause and effect. It's and understanding also this balance again between the daily practical life and for instance the spiritual learning, intangible life. Because being able to do both of these at the same time, same thing I heard again with being a really independent, I heard single and secular person, and also being able to have really tight, intimate, dedicated relationships with other people. These can go together. But I made two fists there, so scrappy. So remember that you can't. I've been. This has been repeating to myself too, and also in these readings. But like, you know, you can't grab anything closed fist. You know, to be able to receive, you have to open and be vulnerable, and especially in that watery space, you know. I love you, Virgo. Thanks for being a friend. Thank you for the beautiful messages. Libra asked, well, Libra and you are on the same day, so it could be helpful, but I'll give you one little tidbit of theirs. Like, how did it go? What do I see? Who was the love of your life? Who are you in love with? Who I heard, or what are you in love with now? Who were you married to before? And who are you married to now? And how can you open up a little bit more in your heart? I love you so much, Virgo. Please take care. It is always a pleasure. Yep. I'll talk to you next time.